if Martin Luther King had said, "I have a nightmare," history would have recorded that speech very differently. I feel like we're living in a time here in the middle of 2025 when we're recording this, where for many, many people, it feels like the future is being cancelled. The future is being colonized. The future is disappearing for people. There's that line in 1984, George Orwell's 1984, that if you want to imagine the future, picture a human boot stamping on a human face forever, or whatever that horrible quote is. And I feel like now it's basically, we've just replaced that with Elon Musk doing Nazi salutes. And it's really dangerous because it means we kind of stop thinking and dreaming and planning and seeing the future as being something that we can in any way, shape, have any kind of involvement in. And as anyone who listened to the first episode will know, my work is very much underpinned by trying to find creative responses to the climate and ecological emergency. And I feel like, again, we're living in a time where what the far right are doing in the US, but also all around the world, increasingly, terrifyingly, is that they point to the future and they say, "Oh, the future looks terrifying, but we are strong and powerful and we will protect you from that." And if what's happening at the same time is the people who are the more progressive people, the people who understand climate science, the people whose politics and worldview is actually rooted in compassion and care and goodness, I suppose, to some degree, if they also are just painting terrifying visions of the future, people have nowhere to run to. People are kind of trapped like rabbits between two different sets of headlights. And so for me, I feel like what I'm trying to say is that for a while, that narrative that we saw in the climate movement that was about collapse and extinction was really important, because we need to understand that's where we're headed. But that's a terrible motivator. And so really one of the questions that underpins the new book is, what if we saw the purpose of our activism as being to help people cultivate longing for the future, for a different future, a future that, yeah, it's maybe on the outer edges of possibility, but it's still possible. It's there, and we could still do that. And so that's why I talk about falling in love with the future.